is going to save you. No one is going to save you. Sometimes I created this concept in my mind that though I'm taking the initiative to work so hard to heal my traumas in my life, they are extensive, but one day I'm going to meet somebody and they're going to be patient enough with me and they're going to love me through everything that I may not even understand about myself. One day this person is going to come in and swoop me off my feet and show me that there is somebody that can love you even in the midst of your imperfections. That had always been a belief system that I created in my mind, assuming that eventually someone would come in and just love me for me, even though I know that that's still possible and it's happening and it can happen. I had to come to the realization that though I was doing the work on myself, and I am doing the work on myself, that many people don't understand what it's like when a man or a woman is taking a conscious initiative to heal their trauma. Many people are not in a patient space, and some of them really don't even love you, to want to be peaceful and patient enough to understand where you are. And that is why addressing a relationship and addressing a situation with true transparency and honesty is prevalent. It's important. I thought about it and I said, when I go into my next relationship, I feel for myself that it'll be the best to be as transparent as possible about what this journey is like for me, rather than us growing through different situations and him not really understanding why I said this or why I did this or why I may have responded on impulse. And one thing I've realized is I didn't decide to do that. I decided to address the situations as they came along and as they actually happened, then go in detail about the who, what, when, why, and how. And I wouldn't say that that wasn't effective, but I wished that I would have been like, hey, I am very intentional. If you have intentions on growing and building and see where this goes, then I am open for that. But until then, I am single until married, and I do respect and have, the proper. I will take the proper approach towards getting to know you and build with you, and I will respect you along the way of getting to know you and be completely transparent with my life and who I am. And I would like to share with you that I am a woman that is acknowledged, that I have been through some things. I've overcome some things. And in me overcoming some things and the traumas and things that I've been through, I know that there's still a lot about me that are still there that I have to learn. There are still things about my characteristics and personalities that I'm learning about me every day. So you cannot expect me. So I am not a perfect individual. I am extremely flawed, and I'm healing from a lot of things and been healing from a lot. So I'm on a journey, and there may be things that may pop up that I may notice about myself just being in your company that will, bubble up, that I will have to address, apologize for, and continue to keep growing. If you are not the individual, I ain't talking about marriage, I ain't talking about none of that. We're talking about addressing ourselves in this connection, because we're two individuals coming from two different places, coming together to create a full friendship and foundation that we can grow and build on. So I feel like it's only respectable and important for me to share with a man that I understand when we grow, as we grow, if this is what this connection is and we're on a mutual page as far as our values and standards and what we desire from one another, then I genuinely want to let you know that it is not difficult for me to see a situation or a flaw and grow past that. And I hope that you are flexible enough also to be able to be receptive to any constructive criticism or anything that I may share my feelings emotionally, that it would matter to you. Of course, this may not be something you explain all in one day, but I do think it's important that if you are in a space of knowing that there are things that you need to grow from and heal from and work on, that you are not ashamed to admit that and share that with your friend, potential partner, and potential mate. For me, I am learning so much about myself that it had me through a heavy level of a heavy level of anxiety, because, when I notice things about myself, I don't just take it with a grain of salt and be like, oh, well, I did it. It's next subject. No, I sit back, I contemplate about it, I think about it, I dwell on it, and I'd work on changing it. But I also had this reality check that I also had a fear of abandonment. So while I'm working on me and we're investing into each other, I need you to stay. I don't give a shit what we go through. I'm showing proof of, and so that's where my head was. In most cases, everybody is not going to understand what it is that you're growing through, because they cannot understand the dynamics of the things that you've had to overcome to get to where you are today. And those people who do love you will be patient enough to, even if they don't understand everything, to continue to get to know you and support you. But the idea along your journey, but the idea is transparency. The reality is transparency, whether you are a man or a woman. The respect factor that you have and love that you have for yourself is your transparency with your partner, so that you leave them with no surprises. The communication is so prevalent. It is so important. It is so needed that along your journey, it is going to be one of the main key factors to how you learn how to love yourself, how you learn how to love your partner, and show your partner, teach your partner in a healthy way, not to change them, but to teach them different qualities and good things about you and things that you like and don't like, not to change them, but to teach them how to love you. And I personally did not go into my relationships with expressing day one, hey, I'm imperfectly thriving for perfection. And along this journey, we will have experiences that I do and don't understand, but I am willing to continue. I'm willing to continue to keep working and thriving through this, because I do believe in victory in the end of all of this. Now, as I stand right now, present today, I am completely grateful for any and everything that I can say that I've accomplished, that I'm accomplishing, that I'm doing, that I'm even in my stagnation, even in the processes when I'm thinking about this full list of things to do and my mind just goes completely blank. This is reality, you guys. I literally cannot say anything but thank you. In gratitude that I have sanity, that I am self-aware, that I am growing in love for myself more daily and daily, that I am real with myself when I say I have had some very traumatic people in my life who have planted traumatic seeds, and I have gone through some things that I'm not afraid to admit. And in the midst of that, what I've experienced should not be a reflection on how I treat you. It should not be something that I put you through, because I've overcome and I'm overcoming my traumas, but we all have them. And it's healthy to at least know that a person is working on it. I tell men, what I've experienced in my life has nothing to do with how I'm growing to love you or my partner. This should not be a reflection on how I treat you, but stuff will pop up. Triggers will manifest. Things will occur that I am patient with myself with growing through. And if you choose to be, then you are more than welcome to love me. If you choose to be, then you are more than welcome to allow me to be an example on how you can start implementing, a journey, letting me be a vessel to what it's like to really confront yourself and to be real with yourself and to be honest with yourself first. I will say that I love myself, but I won't say that I love myself enough, because loving yourself is a daily process. It never ends. But in a relationship, if you happen to get with somebody and get with a man or a woman, and you know that you've dealt with some things in your past, and you may not even be on a journey to heal. You may not even know where to start going on a journey to heal. You may not even know how to implement the steps of healing, but you do know that some of the things that you have been through will reflect in your behavior, in your relationship. Things will bubble up. There will be triggers. I am challenging you to first be honest with yourself And then be honest with your partner and give them the option to choose, to see if they're going to love you through and continue to stay by your side and love you through your abandonment, love you through your PTSD, or your childhood PTSD, or love you through your inconsistencies, or love you through your emotionalisms and your whatever it is that you might be growing through. Maybe you might be angry. You might have anger in you because you had not done self-reflection and gone back to the past to forgive those who have done what they've done. Regardless to whatever it is, there's endless topics as it relates to how things have affected us and can affect us. And a lot of it can also be generational. A lot of it can stem from ancestors that we've never even known. And it's just gone on from lineage to lineage, from generation to generation. And then it bubbled up in you. You never know. You never know. But I do feel like in a relationship, men and women, the healthiest thing to do is to be transparent day one with yourself first. Because if you're in denial about anything, then you might as well let it burn. Because a part of this journey is being able to self-reflect and admit your wrongs and be able to correct them and apologize, even if you apologize a billion times. I'd rather get an apology than be in a space with somebody that is unwilling to apologize, that is unwilling to right their wrongs, that is unwilling to connect with me on an emotional standpoint, mental, physical, on all aspects, not just financial, I challenge you to continue to keep self-reflecting, okay? Continue to be honest with yourself and continue to share what you feel is relevant and necessary at the proper times with your partner so that they can tap into knowing you more and learning how to love you more. It is nothing wrong with teaching a person and showing a person how to love you when your intentions are good. There's nothing wrong with sharing with a person what you like and don't like, what your triggers are. You don't tell them in a sense of molding them to just be complacent with them or with you. You tell them in a sense to allowing them the opportunity to show you that they are willing to work through this with you, or showing you that they're unwilling. I know, just to leave you with this, that I had been a runner, okay? I can reflect back on my past and just being really young and on my own at a really young age. I could not stand confrontation. I could not stand seeing a person frustrated or upset or, just dealing with any type of loud language and disrespect. So I would always run. Even in a relationship, I noticed that if I saw some red flags or something that did not compliment me, that I wouldn't even speak about it. I would just get ghosted. And I'm noticing that behavior even in my current relationship, where I'm quick to say, I can leave, or feel like I don't need to be there. And these are all trauma responses, from something that I may have been through in my past, that I can reflect to. We'll talk about it later, or reflect on to say, I know why I'm a runner now. I'm a runner because, or was a runner, past tense. We're moving forward. We're elevating every day, right? We're elevating. So as me identifying that and looking back in my roots, I had to run away from home at a really young age because of the neglect and abuse that I was experiencing at a young age. And so with that being said, I'm looking at this relationship and I'm telling my partner, I am a runner. And this is not anything I'm using as a threat. I don't mean it like that by any means. But because I'm acknowledging that I have these characteristics and these personality traits about me and this level of trauma, that I am acknowledging what I want to do and I'm doing the opposite. So I thank you for your patience and understanding that I am making a conscious effort to do the opposite of what I know my trauma has conditioned me to do. And I'm not going to say that it's not going to happen again. I'm not going to say that I'm not going to respond. Again, this is a day-by-day process. This is a day-by-day process. I'm not going to say that I'm never going to have a trauma response and I'm going to respond the best to each and every one of them. But what I will say is I know that the world is going through things and everybody has a trauma or something that has, cultivated or molded or created a certain characteristic trait that they may or may not be happy with. And in that, it is, prevalent for you to know that even when I move on to the next dude, if I move on to the next dude, if you move on to the next woman, if we go anywhere else, there's going to be things that you're going to have to work through. So find the person that's worth choosing, that's worth growing through all of these things together with. But as I brought this to my partner's attention, I'm going all over the place, but you get me, you with me, right? I brought it to his attention with this feeling, this feeling also in my heart of, please don't leave me. And then I also had to come to that realization that in loving yourself, don't leave yourself. Don't give up on healing. Don't give up on working on you. It is a person's choice to choose to love you or not. It is their choice. Because the next man that you meet, the next woman that he meets, if that is the case and what then those individuals are going to come with something that you're going to have to work through also. You know what I mean? But in me thinking that and feeling that, boom, that instantly brought up a whole nother trauma that I needed to address, that I'm addressing and working on. You fear abandonment. You fear people leaving. I had been working on that one for a while, actively, right now as we speak. Shabba, working on that one. Yeah, because your girl ain't got nothing to worry about. As it relates to, and this is pride saying this too, but as it relates to somebody coming and going, but we don't want that. We don't want that. We want to maintain healthy, stable relationships that are long and that are healthy and that you can look back on and say, we've gone through a lot and we've hung in there. That is the story that I'm writing. And I do believe that it is possible for you to. I do believe that it is possible for you too. But these are completely clear, real life examples of what it is like to really identify our traumas, work on ourselves, and really take the initiative to make the proper changes that are relevant to our growth. In any dynamic of relationships in our lives, it is prevalent to work on yourself and your growth and let it be known with your partner. I noticed that when someone leaves the toilet seat up or when the refrigerator is open or when you move that glass to a certain part of the room, but for some reason it irks me and I don't know why, but it makes me feel very uncomfortable. And so in you doing that, it could be the smallest things, but it's that communication and you being real with yourself that matters the most, that makes this process on this journey a lot more easier, if that makes sense. Can I say that? A lot more easier. Listen, there's so much to share, but I do want you to know, even though I've never seen your face, nor have I heard your story, that there is love here for you. And because of this love that I have for you, I will continue to share and I will continue to be completely transparent along this journey because I have people waiting for me and watching me and loving me. And I'm so thankful to have them. And I need him to know, my partner to know, my husband to know that along this journey you are cherished, that I appreciate everything that you are and have been to me and your patience along this journey, and that I literally love everything about me so that I can love everything and grow in loving everything about you. It's that real. Continue to stay tuned. Continue to remain infinitely idiosyncratic and continue the journey. It does not end. Okay, it continues and it is ongoing. And I'm here to support you as you are to support me along the path. Be honest, be real with yourself, and be transparent with your partner about everything. If you feel like this partner is worth sharing all these things with, then they deserve to know what you struggle with if you struggle with anything. And they deserve to learn how to help you, aid you, and cope with all of these different things that could be transpiring in you. And you're going to grow out of them. That person doesn't see it today because you've so frustrated them, but you're going to grow out of it. You're not going to be the same. And somebody, rather than this person, is going to be there to love you wholesomely if this person chooses to, as you grow out of this together. It's those times that you overcome that really makes the relationship strong. I wish you the best, and I love you. Remain infinitely idiosyncratic. Peace.